use headphones for best experience. Thanks for your fantastic support. Hi, welcome to another video. Today I'd like to show you this map. It's a map from 1958 over Western Europe and Northern Africa. And it's a tourist map. I guess the idea was to be a tourist in Western Europe by car. And this map would show some nice tourist spots for that type of trip. It's from 1958. And I bought this map because I wanted to study the roads in Western Europe from this time. But then I noticed that on the opposite side of the map, it has two sides, it shows Europe with a lot of small pictures like this. Small illustrations of famous tourist spots. And that's what I would like to show you today, to really look in detail in these small pictures. I haven't actually looked at all of them yet. I just realized it could be a nice idea for a video. So let's start here in Northern Europe. Here we have a special map for northern Norway, Sweden and Finland, north of the Arctic Circle. And here you can see a picture of cod fishing. In northern Norway, this area called Lofoten. Here also you can find the midnight sun. It's quite common to go to this area by boat, for example, to look at the midnight sun. And that's because it's north of the Arctic Circle. So in the summer the sun never goes down. illustration showing salmon fishing. Here's Tromsø, Norway. North Cape. This cliff landscape. The very northern tip of Europe. This island here. Northern Lights. Also possible to find here in this area. In the winter. Here's an illustration of a reindeer and a car and a man. And it's placed here in northern Finland, close to Rovaniemi. And in Sweden we have a picture showing Stora Sjöfallet, Great Lakes Falls, famous waterfall. It's a small arrow here as well, so it's located here. South of Kiruna, southwest of Kiruna. So this was a special map for just the northern parts. And then we have the main map starting approximately at the Arctic Circle. In this part of Norway we have a picture of iron mining. Also a general picture of the landscapes here. I guess pictures with showing cars from the 1950s are just some general pictures of showing the types of landscape you could possibly find here. So we have the very high mountains and the fjords. Those very narrow inlets of water. The steep cliffs. Here around Bodø in Norway. And here we have also some mountains. In Sweden, fjällen, svenska fjällen perhaps. Is what it's called in Swedish, those mountains in the north. A picture of reindeer roundup in northern Sweden. Tärnaby. And here it says Lapp settlements, the Sami people and culture that you can find in all this area. And Lapp is an old word, it's not used anymore. But this map is from 1950s. So. Here we have a picture showing mining and an arrow pointing at Boliden. And fishing. Something you could do probably in Elv. This Elv, I don't like to translate it into river. I don't know if it's called a river, but in Sweden we don't have rivers, I guess. We just have älvar, like streams of water that floats from very mountainous areas with a lot of waterfalls and ends up here in Gulf of Bothnia. And here's a general landscape picture, I guess. Oh, here it says something. Lake excursions. Close to Gäddede in Jämtland, I guess. Or Western Lapland, perhaps. So it's a lot of lakes here. And skiing close to Östersund, the mountains here. Duved. Here we have the Tenforsen Falls. Quite scenic view, I guess. A picture showing lumbering in Norway. Close to Namsos and Grong. Sea rafts by the coast here, close to Umeå. An icebreaker in the Gulf of Bothnia. We have a lot of power plants in the north of Sweden. Kraftwerk, it says here. Kraftwerk. Because of all these water streams. Here we have an historic copper mine in Falun. Falu koppargruva in Dalarna in Sweden. And here's Sonfjället National Park. Where I guess there are some bears living. And pulp mills we have in Sundsvall. I guess there are a lot of pulp mills in this area in southern part of northern Sweden, where there are a lot of forests. to Norway for a while here. We have copper mining. In Röros. An old alarm bell tower. We have Nidaros Cathedral in Trondheim. Dried fish in Kristiansund. In fish industry, I guess, is very common here. Mountain climbing in Åndalsnes. Yeah, very steep mountains and cliffs here around the fjords. We have a Romdalshorn on this picture, I guess. A mountain peak in Norway. Landscape picture showing fjords and steep cliffs. Geirangerfjord, probably it's depicting is Geiranger. Here we have root blossoms in Vadheim. Jostedalsbreen Glacier. Okay, so glacier here. Winter sports in Lillehammer. This was before the Olympic Winter Games took place in Lillehammer. Timber floating on the rivers here. The Vigeland sculpture in Oslo, capital city of Norway. Person skiing. Probably a quite common sight in Norway. Reindeers. Power station close to Föringfoss. Or if it's here in Rjukan. And salmon fishing in the fjords here. We have the Hanseatic Museum in Bergen. And ships along the coast here. And the Stavanger airport. Stavanger, and sardines. I didn't know Stavanger was famous for its sardines, but it's actually good to read these types of maps because you somehow improve your general knowledge. So now we're at the southern coast of Norway, and I guess it's an area here famous for its beaches. Very typical 1950s illustration here. Farsund, Mandal, Kristiansand. In Grimstad we have the Henrik Ibsen Museum. Here's Henrik Ibsen. And a rustic storehouse. I guess it's a general picture here. Maybe these types of traditional storehouses are common in this area. Whale fleet. Outside the coast of Norway. Paper industry. Close to Sarpsborg, south of Oslo. And another sailing, here's a sailing ship. This one I forgot. Folgefonna Glacier. This one. Now I think we have covered the entire Norway. Let's jump to Finland. So we have salmon fishing here as well. The northern parts of Finland. The northern coast of Finland. And woodworking in Kemi. Here's Oulu. Rapids excursions. The rivers here, probably. Reindeer sleighing. This is very typical Finnish. Steam baths, sauna. All over Finland. A general picture of a farming landscape. Lumbering industry. Here's a castle, Olavinlinna Castle from 1475. That's interesting. I didn't know about this castle, so it was nice to learn something new. We have hand weaving, probably common in Finland, at least in 1958. We have lake excursions. this is the lake area. As you can see, a lot of lakes here. And more pulp and paper mills in eastern Finland. Here we have Savonlinna. And yeah, that's where the Olavinlinna castle is located, close to Savonlinna. Winter sports, popular in Lahti, in Finland. As you can see, Jean Sibelius. It's here in Helsinki. The Parliament House of Helsinki. Some industry in Tampere. A medieval castle in Turku. And a general picture of some beach tourism in the Gulf of Finland, maybe in Hangö, the very southern tip of Finland. So yeah, of course you find the most popular beaches in the very southern parts of these countries, since the water might not be so very warm, even in the summer. And let's continue in Sweden, from Dalarna and to the south. We have steelworks in Sandviken. And the tomb of Gustav Vasa in Uppsala Cathedral. Uppsala is here. Old capital of Svealand, I guess. A very important town, city. I guess you could say the capital of Sweden before it was Sweden. When in the Viking Age, this was the most important city in this area. Before Stockholm was founded. Yeah, the town hall in Stockholm. The Skansen Museum in Stockholm as well, where you can see traditional Swedish culture. The Gripsholm Castle. Here, the southern coast of Mälaren Lake. And we have the timber flumes in Värmland. Also in the northern Sweden, but Värmland is quite famous for this way of transporting timber. The Dalsland Canal Aqueduct here in Håverud, Dalsland. Göta Canal. It's very famous. Canal, system of canals through Sweden like this. Bearings, it says here. Pointing at Gothenburg. Europa and the Bull. Sculpture by Carl Milles in Halmstad. Matches. Comes from Jönköping. I don't know, maybe the first matches were produced here. Here's a general picture of Göta Canal. What it can look like when the boats are floating by the landscape. Here we have the Borgholm Castle ruins on the island of Öland in Borgholm. Glassware industry in Orrefors. This area is famous for a lot of glassware. A radio-controlled lighthouse outside southern Ireland. And a round church in Bornholm. You can find Bornholm is actually a Danish island here. In Helsingborg we have these old castles. I'm not sure exactly where this castle can be found. In this southern parts of Sweden we have Helsingborg, Malmö, Ystad pointed out. And here's another general beach picture. So we have beaches here. The southern coast of Sweden, just like in Norway and Finland. The island of Gotland, we have old church ruins and the ancient city wall around Visby. It's a very famous tourist attraction. The medieval wall around the city. Roses, also pointing to Visby. I'm actually not sure what that refers to. Let's move to Denmark. We have fishing industry in Skagen, the northernmost tip of Denmark. Aalborg is famous for its spirit liquor called snaps. And here it says something about a Danish-American National Park. And this picture here. And an arrow pointing at Rebild town. Spetterup Castle. This one. on this peninsula here, close to Skive. Beaches, actually at the northern coast of Denmark and the western coast, famous for its beaches. More fishing outside the coast of Denmark. Fane Beach. But here there are cars at the beach, not people. Farm products in southern Denmark. So a lot of farming here, I guess. South of Esbjerg. Birthplace of Hans Christian Andersen. The town Odense. There's an old town museum in Aarhus. Here you can see, I guess this is Aarhus. This picture depicting Aarhus. Vikings here in the North Sea. Yeah, I'm not sure how this can be a tourist attraction, but at least not here, where they actually were sailing 1,000 years ago. But yeah, it's just a nice illustration. Kronborg Castle in Helsingör. Who is this? Is it Hamlet? And the town hall tower in Copenhagen, and the mermaid statue also in Copenhagen. Beaches in the northern coast of the Sjælland island of Denmark. Storström Bridge between Sjælland and Lolland, I guess. Famous bridge. At least at this point, where there were much fewer bridges, I guess, than today. The last spot in Denmark is Mons Cliffs. Must be these cliffs here. Looks like a quite scenic, nice view. So now we have covered all the Nordic countries except Iceland, but Iceland is not featured on this map. So as you can see, there are a lot of illustrations all over Western Europe here. So maybe I should go through them all, but in another episode. So I'll wait with these till next time. So I will keep this for next time. See, Germany, Netherlands, Great Britain, Ireland. It could be fun to do a mini-series about these tourist illustrations from the 1950s. So, thank you so much for watching, and hope you found it relaxing and maybe learned something. I did learn, actually, it's a nice way of just see where, on a map, see where a certain type of culture or nature features are located. Buildings. So, hope you enjoy, and take care, and see you soon. Sleep well. Stay safe.